Is the White House concerned about the stock market activity we're seeing around GameStop, and now with some other stocks as well, including the subsidiary or whatever, the company that was Blockbuster? And have there been any conversations with the SEC about how to proceed?
Well, I'm also happy to repeat that we have the first female Treasury Secretary and a team that's surrounding her, and often questions about market we'll send to them. But our team is, of course, our economic team, including Secretary Yellen and others, are monitoring the situation. It's a good reminder, though, that the stock market isn't the only measure of the health of our economy. It doesn't reflect how working and middle-class families are doing. As you all know from covering this, we're in the midst of a K-shaped recovery. America's workers are struggling to make ends meet, which is why the president has introduced this urgent package to get immediate relief to families. All right, I'm going to go.
What? Are you freaking kidding me? When asked about this extraordinary situation developing right now, Joe Biden's press secretary, Joe Biden's administration's response was, hey, look at the junk in the trunk and genitalia that our Treasury Secretary has. A Treasury Secretary that should be holding press conferences right now and stopping the robbing of Main Street by Wall Street right now, but most likely won't, since, of course, Janet Yellen, former head of the Federal Reserve, also received millions of dollars from, of course, the firm that has rigged the game unfairly to short sell GameStop Citadel. This is what people voted for, and this is what our next 4 years will look like. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudowski of WeAreChange.org. A lot of incredibly important news to get into today, especially the horrible news coming out of New York, while, of course, tensions between China and Taiwan reach an all-time high. But of course, mainly we are going to be focusing on the strong-armed robbery that is happening to a lot of people right now. Now, originally, I was going to play the George Carlin "It's All a Big Club and You're Not in It" clip to start off this video, but we're going to get this video taken down if we do that. So I would definitely recommend you watch that video independently, but what he said made absolute sense. This is years ago, and of course it's only being codified by people realizing that the financial system is absolutely rigged. There is no free market. The only constant here is, of course, that the most powerful and richest people in the world are not permitted to lose their money. And if they do lose some of their money, the full might of the establishment, media, and government will be utilized to stop that from happening, and that's exactly what happened right now, as some mainstream media journalists like Hillary Sargent are showing how dissatisfied and bothered they are by the latest peasant revolt, which of course is being shut down as we speak, since essentially people on Reddit and on the internet outsmarted some hedge funds with the purchases of stocks that hedge funds planned on crashing. People bought them up so it wouldn't happen, and now major institutions like Robinhood are preventing people from buying more of those stocks to ensure that the billionaires could make their money shorting it. You could sell your stocks of AMC, Nokia, GameStop, and others that people on the internet were supporting. You could sell those, but you can't buy them right now. Not just on Robinhood, but also Cash App right now, Webull, and many other financial institutions that are working in cohesion as if they got orders from the top to stop people from investing in the stock market into companies that they want to personally put money in. Right now, something extraordinary is happening right now with financial institutions coming together, banning people from investing in financial institutions, from investing in companies that they want to personally support, because a whole bunch of billionaires want to make money off of those companies crashing, so they are force crashing this right now as we are speaking. Yes, financial institutions are making sure American stocks crash so they could make money off of a company going out of business. Other people are speculating that a lot of this is organized by Janet Yellen herself. Again, that hasn't been proved. There's no evidence of this, but it wouldn't surprise me with her ties to all these financial institutions that are rigging the system for their own personal benefit. GameStop shares plummeted by over 50%, and so, of course, are all the others that major financial institutions are making sure that you can't buy, but you can only sell. Now, individuals like Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi are saying that they're reviewing this issue, but with all the long-standing allegations against them and alleged insider trading, I highly doubt that she's going to do anything at all. Glenn Greenwald, I think, hit the nail on the head when he said, quote, "It's hard to find market manipulation more flagrant than this, but since it's being done to protect the wealthiest and most powerful Wall Street oligarchs who own and control the establishment wing of both parties, it's very hard to imagine the government treating it as such." And he's absolutely right. Janet Yellen, Nancy Pelosi, won't do anything against this huge, egregious slap in the face, which essentially is not only leading to a lot of people losing their money now, unfairly, but some people attribute this to absolutely armed robbery. And let's be honest here, there's a legitimate case for this. This is absolutely unfair. This is absolutely illegal and goes against the basic principles of capitalism. This is super elitist communism on steroids for the super rich, which has been happening for a long time already, but now more and more people are realizing. Even Ja Rule, the man who spoke to the country after the events in 2001, is describing how this rigged situation is making a lot of people sell their stocks out of fear, and how the people are losing money, which of course is going to be transferred directly to the hedge fund guys. Because, you know, if you're a billionaire, you have to make sure you have a number of yachts, and you can't let the other billionaires have bigger yachts than you. I mean, come on, that's just absolutely ridiculous and totally unfair, right? Also, before moving forward here, we have to pay the bills here, and that's why we wanted to remind you that we have a brand new t-shirt store that's on the website, thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Yes, the URL is in the description. You heard it correctly. A lot of our stuff has been banned, but it is back up right now as we speak, and you can get all of our amazing products, even the ones that major companies wanted to make sure that you don't get. Whether it's this one that says I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a bullshiz analyzer, or this Make Taxation Theft Again hat, you could all get it all by going on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And because some of you guys do, thank you. It means a lot. I appreciate it very, very much. Now, I think it's very fair to say what's happening right now is absolutely market manipulation. Companies like GameStop, which, by the way, their CEO, who made $500,000 off of this Reddit decentralized rallying call, has made $500,000 off of this, and he donated it to a fund that specifically goes out of its way to help out small businesses that have been locked down. Yes, $500,000 was made from this rallying call by GameStop, and it was donated to those struggling most economically. Specifically donating it to the Barstool Fund, which is run by Dave Portnoy, who also has some very strong opinions about what's happening right now, and in my opinion is absolutely right. And when he says today's crimes need to be punished to the fullest extent of the law, and the people responsible for this need to be in prison. And of course, a lot of other people also believe that as well. And again, he's flabbergasted, I'm flabbergasted. We're all shocked and surprised at what happened today, since this is a major move that is waking up a lot of people to the severity of how rigged the game is actually against them. Very interestingly, other representatives like Rashida Tlaib, Ted Cruz, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are actually some of the vocal few individuals that are speaking out against this, with Rashida Tlaib calling what happened today clearly market manipulation, as, quote, "they're blocking the ability to trade to protect Wall Street hedge funds, stealing millions of dollars from their users to protect people who've used the stock market as a casino for decades." And Rashida Tlaib, even though I don't agree with her on much, I absolutely agree with what she said here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was obsessing about race-based issues earlier today, but she did send out this particular tweet saying that there needs to be hearings about what actually happened today. U.S. Representative Ted Cruz actually responded to this and said that he fully agreed, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accused them of trying to, I'm not joking here, try to murder her. Yes, this is why we can't have nice things, because of hyperbolic, sensationalistic, absolute, irrational people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, where we have an opportunity where people from the left, people from the right are finally coming together, realizing that there's a bigger scam against them, and then Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has to take the turd in the punch bowl and accuse people of trying to kill her because they believed something different politically. I mean, this is ridiculous. But most people are not obsessed with themselves or other hyperbolic, race-based, divisive, divide-and-conquer nonsense, and they're realizing there's a bigger game played against them. They're not being distracted by it. They're realizing it. They're waking up. And essentially what we're seeing is kind of the birth of a Occupy Wall Street movement online, which I've been telling you guys there's going to be a resurgence of when it comes to the Biden presidency. These are the first steps that we're seeing here, and in my opinion, this is only the beginning, as there's even some rumors about this larger online community going towards precious metals, cryptocurrencies. No matter what it is, people are finally awakened to the larger scams that are being run by billionaires that not only just rig financial markets for their own personal benefit, but essentially have institutions that are above the laws, don't have to be locked down, which of course is creating very profitable cash cows for themselves and their buddies as they're making money with their businesses being open. Meanwhile, police officers show up at your door and try to put you away for the horrible crime of trying to make a living for yourself. That, of course, is exactly exemplified by what happened in New York last year in 2020. Walmart, Amazon, Target, Costco, all allowed to be open. Meanwhile, the New York governor absolutely viciously stomped out any small business from even being able to survive with his mandates. And now we're finding out that there was even more underhandedness from the New York governor, as we're finding out from the New York Attorney General, that just came out and said that Andrew Cuomo's administration underreported deaths by over 50% that happened in nursing homes, where Andrew Cuomo demanded and signed a directive that sick patients with the conolial sickness were forced to go to. And it wasn't close to 6,000 people that died because of Andrew Cuomo's directive. It was over 12,000. 12,000 elderly people died because New York Governor Andrew Cuomo demanded that sick conolial sickness patients were sent back to nursing homes instead of the widely available medical facilities that were open all throughout the state. Sickening, disgusting actions that he should be called to court to and held accountable for immediately. And this is what the New York Times is saying that we should have in a leader with their headline, Andrew Cuomo is the control freak we need right now. This is what we need more of, according to the New York Times. It's an absolute joke, because of course they're promoting Andrew Cuomo at the same time reporting the severely undercounted deaths that were a result because of his own personal actions. And what did you expect from government? Also, something interesting to note here, Chinese government officials are warning Taiwan that their independence means war, as of course there are war games that are ratcheting up right now as we speak that the two nations are conducting at the same time. The United States sent a U.S. aircraft carrier into the region, but things look more tenser than ever, and they will reach a boiling point under the Biden administration, with of course the outcome not being very favorable towards Taiwan at all. So yeah, that's happening. If you thought I was wrong in any way, shape, or form, let me know why in the comment section below. I love constructive criticism. I'm not perfect. I'm not always right, but I'm always willing to listen to you as an individual, because without you, I wouldn't be here. A lot of content providers and a lot of content creators keep forgetting that you are the most essential part to this broadcast, and that's why you commenting, liking, and getting this video out there to your friends, family members, strangers means the absolute world to me. And because you guys still do that, I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.